let's talk about menopause hair loss and why your HRT or your menopausal hormone therapy or hormone replacement therapy may not be working for you. And then we're going to talk about actually how to fix it. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Lori Marbus. I'm a board-certified family and lifestyle medicine physician who works with patients across the United States, as I'm licensed in all 50 states and also DC. And menopause is one of my favorite things to talk about, considering I'll be 54 in just a few days. And going through this myself is such an important topic that we need to talk more about. And someone had a great question on one of my comments on YouTube, basically asking, hey, I'm on HRT and I'm still having hair loss. Can you help me? So I thought a wonderful thing. So if you have questions about menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, anything like that, or plant-based eating, please put them in the comments and I will look for subjects to make more videos about, and I'm so happy to help. So let's jump right in. Oh, by the way, there's a link below about my free webinar. It's called Master Menopause and Feel Fabulous, where you learn the top 3 mistakes women make in menopause that can really hinder them feeling well, and then the 5-step blueprint on what you can actually do to feel awesome. So it's basically what I did to walk myself from the brink of feeling like a 100-year-old body to feeling wonderful again. So jump right there. The link's below. So let's dive into why would you still have hair loss if you're on HRT? Well, let's find out. Number one, we remember, hormone replacement therapy is often prescribed just to manage menopause symptoms such as hot flashes, mood swings, and sometimes hair thinning. However, in some cases, individuals might continue to experience hair loss even while on the HRT. It's actually called MHT now, but because the question was regarding around HRT and it's the most common vernacular, I'll go ahead and use that. So what are some of the causes of hair loss on HRT? Well, there's 4 to think about. Number 1 is hormonal imbalances. So hair loss can still occur if the HRT does not fully address the hormonal imbalances. Estrogen is known to support hair health, but if you're too low on it, for example, and also if you have some imbalances in some other the hormones like androgens, you could still see hair thinning despite being on the HRT. Number 2 is the type of HRT. So not all forms of HRT are equally effective for preventing hair loss. So some forms, particularly those containing what we call synthetic progesterones, may actually have negative effects on hair health. In contrast, the bioidentical hormones tend to be more favorable for maintenance. And those do not have to be compounded. Literally, whatever your doctor can prescribe for you, you pick it up at the pharmacy, they're FDA regulated. It's the micronized progesterone and then the estradiol, typically given in some type of transdermal preparation like a patch. So you do not have to have them compounded. I don't recommend compounding pharmacies because you're not sure what you're getting. So if you're getting compounded medications, you might want to ask to be switched to standardized regular prescriptions because you know exactly what you're getting. What you're told to getting is what you're getting. So that makes sense. There we go. Number 3 is androgen sensitivity. So some women are more sensitive to androgens, right? And certain types of HRT may inadvertently increase androgen levels. This can lead to what we call androgenetic alopecia. It's a common type of hair loss caused by sensitivity to the hormone, what we call DHT, or dihydrotestosterone, which can shrink your hair follicles over time. And number 4, another one that's often not even just kind of overlooked, is nutritional deficiencies. So HRT alone cannot resolve all the underlying issues that may contribute to hair loss. So sometimes you have a vitamin or mineral deficiency, think iron or biotin, and this can actually also play a role. So for example, a lack of iron can significantly contribute to hair thinning, which may persist even while on HRT. So what should you do? Number 1, adjust your HRT dosage or type, right? So if your hair loss is severe or it's persistent, consult your doctor about adjusting your HRT type or benefit from switching to HRT forms with more estrogen or using the bioidentical hormones, like I mentioned before. If you were using a compounded formulation, switching to the standardized prescriptions. Number 2 is the DHT blockers. So these are things like minoxidil or finasteride. These treatments basically, they treat the androgenetic alopecia, and they can help with the hair regrowth. And then looking at your diet and supplements. So you want to actually get some blood tests and check for a few different things. Number 1 is vitamin D. Check your B12 levels and maybe some of the others like folate. anyway, just maybe the B vitamins, your iron, but specifically, I would actually look at a CBC, an iron panel, and ferritin. If your ferritin, which is the storage protein for iron, is less than 50, you're at high risk of the hair loss and feeling fatigued. And then also look at zinc. Those would be the things. So you would need a supplement with your vitamin D, supplement B12. You would need to figure out why you have iron deficiency. Is it medications that you're taking? It's decreasing absorption. Are you losing iron somewhere? Heavy periods, if you're still in this perimenopausal time frame. You might want to check a stool to make sure there's no occult blood there, make sure everything's behaving itself there. And then also, looking at your diet. Are you taking in enough iron-rich foods, enough zinc-rich foods? Pumpkin seeds come to mind. Soy, different things like that contain lots of good tofu, dark green leafy veggies have good sources of iron. So again, all sorts of things that can be affecting that. So you want to have a nutritional workup with someone who understands, especially if you're on a plant-based diet, it understands what you should be eating and how much you should be supplementing, if any. And again, remember, hair loss and HRT can caused by the variety of factors, right? So you have your hormonal imbalances, androgen sensitivity, and nutrition deficiencies, or nutrient deficiencies. So then you just want to consider adjusting your HRT, incorporating additional treatments if needed, and then looking at your diet and seeing what we can do there. So I hope you found this helpful. That's where I would start if I had a patient coming in with me in this situation. And don't forget, by the way, if you please subscribe to the channel if you're new, would love to have you. I also have a newsletter, but also have that free webinar called Mastering Menopause and Feel Fabulous. It's great for perimenopausal women, menopause and postmenopause. All of it would be helpful with this webinar. You're going to learn so much. So again, thank you for being here. I'm sending my gratitude, joy, love, and peace and healing to you and your family. And as always, we need more of that in our lives and in this world. So thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.